tonight if I had to recognize them, and I see many of you in the audience today, but I wanted to have a couple of shout outs for people on this stage, some of which you'll hear from, but I'd also like to recognize, just starting with the UTA members and the contractors, Stacy Whitback and Herzog. Could you guys all raise your hand? Anybody from UTA or the contractors that have participated out in the audience and all, they've done us a great job. I want to recognize the UTA Board of Directors. There's a couple up on the stage, but I know there's many out in the audience. Can you please either stand up or raise your hands? Michael and others, they do an incredible job for this community. And then certainly the elected officials are here. We have some up in the stage, but I see many out in the audience as well. So raise your hands and a round of applause for all those that have contributed in the last decade and a half to get us to this point here. As you can see, the festivities are fully underway. I got a chance to ride the line and stop at every station today. There's food, there's music, they're stamping out passports. It's just a really
opportunities outside of California to expand your business. It was interesting to me as we had 4 or 5 different receptions and people talking about the successes we're having in Utah, some of the challenges they're facing in our business community. On more than one occasion, people came up and said, I've been to Salt Lake City. What a beautiful area of our country. And I really like your rail system. So people outside of Utah are noticing some of the great things that we're doing here in Utah. The economic growth is taking place, the quality of life, and the fact that we are progressive and trying to find ways of utilizing mass transit to help us. My focus has been on the economy, as most of you know. We're having some great results. Our economy now is growing at 4% annualized rate. Put that in perspective, our historical averages have been 3.2% annual rate. So to see us now growing better than our historical averages means that we're doing something right. Clearly, the transportation system we have here along the Wasatch Front throughout Utah is an important part of having economic success. Our business community has told us we need to have transportation capability if we're going to grow our economies and for business success. Mass transit, what we're celebrating here today, is a big part of that effort. And I'm proud to see the success in this next phase. As most of you know, the airport TRAX is part of an overall project called Frontlines 2015. Really a $2 billion program.
One of them is from Proverbs. It says, without vision, the people will perish. And the other statement's a little bit longer, and it says, for I dipped my eyes into the future, saw as far as human eyes could see. I saw the wonder of the world and all the beauty that could be. The notion of that we're here today, and we see this great project, there were folks who many years ago had a vision. And that really means something. It's something that's a tradition in this state, where people look ahead to the next generation and make those long-term decisions about committing to infrastructure to improve our quality of life. Several decades ago, people put in water infrastructure in this state. With the second Modera state, we have water. Here's another example today where people showed some vision. And we have this great asset that's going to mean so much to our community. I find, as a representative in Washington, that it's such a pleasure to represent a state like Utah and have a transit agency like UTA, because they do things so well. As the governor said, this project's not unique. UTA has a history of bringing projects in on time and under budget. And not everyone around the country does it that way. And so when it comes time to be an advocate for transit projects in Utah, which is something that I've been very honored to do my whole career, it's a little easier.
I probably am the only one on today's agenda that was here in December of '99 when we opened the north-south line, and I spoke on behalf of the council. It was, for those of you who were there that day, it was a pretty frigid and cold December morning, and anyway, but at the time we were having discussions about what the alignment would be for the university leg of light rail, and that we had to, because of funding and the proximity of the Olympics, eliminate the airport leg of that discussion. And at the time, a lot of residents felt like maybe we wouldn't be back. I just want to assure you that we came back. And there's some advantages to not being the oldest in the family, because your parents make mistakes on the older children, and as the baby, you're the perfected outcome of a good process. The airport line of light rail is the result of that good process, and we certainly benefited from the learning experiences before. I just want to commend those who are involved and for the wonderful opportunity.
But I'm certainly proud to be here when it's open. As a remarkable coincidence today, I have to catch a plane at 5 o'clock. So I will be one of the first ones to benefit from this great new asset. And also one of the ones that's not going to have to hassle to find a ride or park way out there and outdoor parking. If there's anything I think I want to communicate today, it's that if you're not on North Temple now, you should be there. With the key stops at business nodes and with soon to come employment centers out at the airport, North Temple is a place to be. That's where it's at. And this project really brought our community together. Our community's already strong, but it's further strengthened by all this activity. Wasatch 2040 has predicted thousands and tens of thousands of people moving into Salt Lake City over the next 25 years. And Salt Lake City is committed to the success of North Temple with our redevelopment agency and with having built a complete street. I think, well, in closing, I'll be brief. I got a plane to catch.
Been a labor of love for so many people, and as has been mentioned, there are so many people who have devoted a good part of their lives to making this day happen. And I just want to mention, in addition to the folks who have been mentioned, two communities. First, the community of workers who built this line. I can tell you, for those of us who have been participating from the beginning on this line, that this kind of a project takes a commitment all the way through. And the workers on this line were not only incredibly efficient and successful under Stacy Whitback, but they also were always responsive to the community. We had an incredible person working with us in Salt Lake City, Bill Knowles.
But a lot of people are here today to celebrate the opening. And I so much like what Congressman Matheson said so many times, people don't understand the sacrifices that people made. Just to build on that to a degree, it's very important that a lot of people don't understand the sacrifices that people have made for many years to make this happen. This would have never happened without the first backbone of light rail, with John Pingree standing up and pleading with people to vote for it. Would have never happened. It would have happened if we hadn't had the success we had on the east-west line up to the University of Utah and the medical center today. It wouldn't have happened if we didn't have the ability to have the citizens of Salt Lake County and Utah County vote, to be able to take an additional 0.25% sales tax so that these could be funded. People don't talk about the fact that you don't realize that the latest road improvement in Utah County wouldn't have happened without that vote of these two great guys. It wouldn't have happened because it was just built at $1.7 billion.
To make it fast, the rain's, I'm starting to feel a little bit of raindrops here, and two trustees texted me and said, "Hurry, Hughes," so I'm going to hurry. Let me just say this. You've heard a lot of talk about how we got here. I will never, ever get bored saying and it will never be a tired statement to say that we are ahead of schedule and under budget. It is an incredible feat. I'm very proud to be a small part of that, but to be quick, let me just say this. As a policymaker and as a board, and as we see the opinion leaders and the stakeholders here in the audience and on the stage, a lot of work has obviously been done to get to where we are right now. I don't want to just be a ribbon cutter, though. I don't want to be the guy that gets to be here after people started before I ever arrived and help get this here. I want to be part of a group that learns from the example that's been set, that we do and we act the way we see all the good things happening in front of us. We continue that. My favorite saying, and they've heard it too much at UTA, Wayne Gretzky said, as a hockey fan, good skaters, good hockey players skate to the puck. Great hockey players skate to where the puck is going to be. I challenge all of us to continue that vision, to look at this state and how we're growing and what we're going to have to do to contribute to make sure that we continue this vision and continue to be there so that future legislatures, future city councils, future policymakers will be cutting ribbons for the hard work that we do. Thank you very much. What a great day. Thanks for coming.
That was perfect, wasn't it? Thank you all. One last shout out, if I could, is I wanted to say thanks to all the kids that are here, and thanks for bringing your parents with you, okay? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. This line will be here for another 30 or 40 years, and those are the people that are going to take advantage of the investments and sacrifices that have been made today. So with that, those that have assembled their planes, I'd like you to get them out and get ready. You also might want to put on aviator glasses if any of you have those in your packet. Mayor Schnarr down there, he's all set up. Very good. He's always on the ball. So on the count of 3, we're going to kick off the airport line and let these planes fly, okay? Ready? And look over here to the south, just if you will. Count off. 1, 2, 3. Let them fly. Woo! Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the day. We survived the rain. Let's go ride these trains.